¿Por qué entraron? Quedan 20 segundos. Ah, bueno, pero había que transformar las palabras de la caja en preguntas. ¿Lo hicieron?
La tarea
¿En
no.
qué
A la
cosa?
verga.
¿De
Bueno,
qué me
Se me
era.
perdí?
cayó el internet, lo siento.
Ah, ya, bueno, era cook well, drive
Ah,
carefully, type quickly, eat, walk slowly, travel regularly, and run fast. Eso era.
¿qué?
Hay que
Mándenmelo
transformarla.
por WhatsApp, porfa,
Ya voy a
para
mandar
cachar. Además
una
me
foto.
preguntan a mí.
Vale, vale.
Ok.
Hi.
Hey guys.
I
Ahí.
Okay.
We have left.
You
We
have?
have just one left.
You had one left. Okay, but we can do that one quickly. All right. The first one is it was the example, so we're not gonna touch that. Careful driver. What would be the question? Using careful driver without transforming it.
Do you drive carefully?
Okay. So are you a careful driver? We transform it into do you?
drive
Drive
carefully.
carefully.
Yes. And they're both questions. Okay, quick typist.
It will
Type
be,
quickly.
are you a quick typer or do you type quickly?
Are you a quick typist?
Typist?
Typist.
Okay.
Then do you type quickly? That. Okay. Let me see. Antonio,
Yes.
do you have with slow eater or slow walker?
Are you a slow are you a slow eater? Or
Okay.
or do you eat
Do you eat
slowly?
slowly? Yeah. That's when you change it from adjective to adverb. Good. Let's see. Josefa,
Are you a ¿cuál era? regular
regular.
traveler? Do you travel regularly?
Miss,
Yep.
how do you say regularly? Exactly. How do you say it?
Regularly. Regularly.
Regularly.
Yep.
Okay.
Tienen que hacer el ejercicio de, bueno, van a ver en fonética el aproximante. El aproximante es la letra R, que no se dice que se aproxima al paladar, pero nunca lo toca. Entonces, el ejercicio que tienen que hacer es dejar la lengua en el medio de la boca y decirlo sin tocar. Do you travel regularly? Ese es un ejercicio que tienen que hacer al principio y después cuando hablan se va suavizando. Piensen cuando aprendían, cuando chicos, por ejemplo, ferrocarril. Ferrocarril. Ahora no dicen, uy, qué lindo el ferrocarril. ¿Qué están haciendo en el sur? Nadie dice eso. Se suaviza, se normaliza, ¿ya? Así que exagérenlo ahora, después se va a ir normalizando. So that is
Thanks.
regularly. Do you have regular traveler? And the last one, fast runner. Okay, I'm gonna ask Jorge. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you tell me the last one, please?
Okay. Are you a fast runner?
Mhm.
Do you run fast?
Yes, because this is an exception where fast is an adjective and also an adverb. So very well.
Let's go.
Yeah, good job. Okay, so now we understand this. Now, guys, what I'm gonna write a couple of a few verbs, and I want you guys to tell me what is the difference that you see between this, okay? I have climb. We've seen all of this in this unit. Okay, so what is the difference that you see between the first group, climb, drop, shout, and the second group, come, fall, send? Constanza.
The first ones end with ed when you want to go to the past, and the other ones don't. They change completely.
Very good. So the first group is regular verbs, and the second group are irregular verbs. So in this group, you said they go with ed, which I'm going to write. What is the past tense of come?
Came.
Fall?
Fell.
Well.
Send?
Sent.
Understand?
Understood.
Yes.
Sit?
Sat.
Where's the rest of the people? Write?
Wrote.
Go?
Went.
Good. All right. So we have this group, regulars and irregulars. We know that irregulars, you have to learn them. You have to learn them just by heart. That's the only way. So start practicing. But regulars, we learned that you can say them in 3 different ways. So just because they have ed in the end, it doesn't mean that you say them the same way. So how do you pronounce the first one, climb? How do you pronounce it in the past tense? How do you read this? Oops. The first one, climb in the past tense is?
Climbed.
Climbed, yeah, with just the D, right? Drop.
Dropped.
Dropped.
Yes,
With the
it's
T?
a strong sound with the T. Very good. And shout?
Shouted.
Shouted.
You add 1 extra syllable, right? You add an extra syllable to this. Good. I'm going to show you the page, the classroom, because I'm going to post something and it's going to be a little group work that you're going to do. And it's going to be under the resources tab, okay? It says a story time. I'm going to post it right now so you have access to it. And I'm going to explain what it is. Post. Okay. So you should have an email or you can see it from here. It says a story And it's just one page. Now the first part of this page are just pictures, but the pictures are telling a story. Now remember, this is for you to practice the past tense. So in your groups, I want each of you in the group to describe one of the pictures. What is happening? Right? What happened in this picture? So you can take turns to describe each one of the pictures. Now these pictures, there are 9, I think. Those are 7 or 8. 3, 6, 7, 8 pictures. There are 8 pictures that you have to describe. That is the first part. Then the second part, you're going to work with these sentences. First, you're going to put them in the past tense using the verbs that are in brackets in the end. And then you're going to put them in order to tell the story. So the first part is trying to guess what the story is about. And then the second part, you're actually going to read the story, but you have to, it's scrambled. So you have to organize it. Now, it's a long exercise. So I'm gonna give you 15 minutes, but I'm going to be checking your breakout room. So when I enter the room, you better be talking in English. I don't wanna hear descriptions in Spanish. This is a practice exercise for you, okay? Remember, I see you. I'm gonna be hearing what you say. So just remember that. And you're gonna work in groups of 3 or 4. So you can, if anybody has a bad connection, you can still work with another partner, okay? Is that clear?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Yes.
If you have any questions, use the ask for help button and I can go. But I'm still gonna be checking all of your groups. So, yep, those are good. 15 minutes. Okay.
Aló.
Hola,
Hola, hola, hola.
¿qué tal?
Aquí estamos. Otro día más.
Otro día más respirando.
Respirando.
Existiendo.
Now we have to talk in English, so yes,
Yes.
only English.
Only English,
Yes.
gente. People.
Okay.
Bilingüe.
Bilingüe.
Bilinguish.
No nos van a
Okay.
pegar.
The first picture is a family with a
Dog.
dog.
It's
Yes,
a
a
dog,
dog.
¿no?
Yeah. It's a
Yo pensé que era una vaca, una vaca chica cuando
Yo pensé que era
parece
una
una
cabra.
vaca.
Una
¿En
vaca
serio?
muy
No, yo
chica.
pensé que era una vaca. A little cow,
A little cow. A tiny cow.
vaca chiquita.
Cow. Yes.
The second one is a woman
In
with
London.
in the city
In London.
Sí.
with
Yeah,
Transantiagos atrás and colectivos.
Colectivos.
Yes, yes. Yes, it is.
Oh, a ver, no, espérense. Es como que primero la first, the girl that's in the first picture with the cow is the same that is in Santiago.
The second one. Yeah.
Yes,
She grew
she
up.
grow up. Oh no.
Yes. Ahora se enfrentará a lo que es la vida adulta.
In the third one is sleeping in the city.
Trying to sleep.
Because
Because a lot of noise.
True.
The fourth one,
Santiago
she's trying
is-
to find a job.
Really?
In the fourth one.
Today.
Ah, okay.
Today jobs.
Jobs, yeah.
She's trying
In
to get a
the in
job.
the 4 en la 4 como que la contratan o no? Gets a
Era
contract.
5.
En la 5,
O sea, no en la sí, pues en la siguiente a esa donde está buscando
Sí,
trabajo. ¿Saben
sí,
a lo
sí.
que me refiero? You know what I mean.
Yes. She found a job.
In the 6th one, she is in the job. Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the office.
She's meeting people. New people.
They grow up so fast.
Crecen tan
And
rápido.
I'm very proud.
me too. En la penúltima, ¿qué está haciendo?
Está como construyendo la casa, ¿no?
Pero qué onda, ¿por qué está ¿es Spider-Man ese hombre o qué? Está como encaramado así de la nada, ¿qué onda? It's
Tiene que
Spider-Man.
Está
Oh
subiendo
no.
por la pared.
Sí, po, y no tiene nada como...
No tiene ni escalera, ni un pisito,
No,
nada.
no tiene nada. It's Spider-Man. Y en la última
And the last one.
casi se mata.
Sí.
Yes.
Almost
Se
died.
intentó suicidar.
Oh
Yep.
Como
no.
eso.
But she's happy. She's smiling. Why she's smiling?
So, what it is?
He wanted to die.
Yeah. Se
Pero
dio cuenta de que la vida
Son
adulta no es como en las
como,
películas.
son como estos videos de los tipos que suben a edificios y se tiran. O sea, no sé si lo han visto
Ay,
ustedes.
sí. Que
estaba
hacen
haciendo
como...
parkour.
Sí,
Eh.
que se ponen un edificio súper alto y se tiran así, onda.
Ay, no, güey. Qué miedo.
Mañana doler la guata su video.
Mucha
Caída
gente.
libre.
Ya, entonces hay que hacer lo de la oración.
Yeah, complete this
Yes.
sentence with the past
Nah,
simple
esta
form.
Yo creo
cuestión
que-
es
Verb,
mucho
brace.
texto.
Yo creo que primero leamos las frases así como están, o sea, con los espacios blancos, y después lo empezamos a completar.
Yes,
Yes.
I agree.
I
I
job
agree
in
with-
offices near my home. Que consiguió pega cerca de su casa.
Yes.
Y el verbo
Nah,
es get. I got.
I got a job in an office near my home.
Yeah, el primero got.
Sometimes
From building to building.
he even jumped from building to building.
Ay,
Parkour.
salta de.
Oye, de verdad, hacen parkour, po?
Sí, literal. Urban Free Climbing.
I was not joking. Sometimes I felt, sí, po. Yes, that would not very far. La D no, I don't know.
La D.
I didn't like it.
I didn't.
I didn't like it there.
Well, I like it.
No, porque tiene que
No,
ser
porque-
en pasado.
Yes. And it's negative because there is a not there.
Not really, yeah. Yeah, I get it.
I need friends.
And the E, I needed
yeah.
a hobby.
Yes, I need a hobby. La F es he worked in the same department as me.
Ah, la que está hecha.
I grew up.
Gigi.
La H.
Lo que me preocupa a mí es que pasó al final con el pobre perro. O sea, la mujer se fue, dejó al pobre perro solo. Poor dog,
Los dejó con los papás, yo creo.
Con la
pobre
hermana.
perro.
Hasta la B, ver la
Es como en Toy Story cuando el Andy tiene que ir a la universidad
¡No!
y deja los
No
juguetes.
abrazó una herida, no le eches limón. Por
Bueno,
favor.
ok.
Después de
ok,
muchos
ok.
años todavía no lo supero.
That's a sad story.
Yes, a very sad story.
Entonces la H, what it is?
La H.
¿Cuál H? A ver.
Y
Did.
He did an
activity.
unusual
that free
activity.
climbing.
Parkour. Yes. La I.
Fortunately,
Fortunately, I always landed on my feet.
landed. He up billions of if they were mountains. Climbed.
Line.
Climbed.
Climbed. Sí. Climbed.
Sí.
J. I moved to London.
Ahí began o no,
¿Cuál?
con la A o con la U.
Began. Creo que sí, con la A, ¿o no?
Begin.
Es que hay dos, pues hay una con la A y otra con la U.
¿En cuál va?
Es que hay uno
Pero
es
creo que es begun
begin,
porque begun es como del pasado.
begun,
¿En cuál
begun
voy yo?
es participio.
Ya,
Te
ya.
quedaste
Estamos
atrás.
en la J, pues.
Uy, me perdí. Ah, sí, vamos ahí. Ah, began.
Nosotros estábamos haciendo la L.
¿Cuál era
Ah, la
L?
verga,
No la
vamos
veo.
súper lejos. Yo voy a
Ah,
la
es una
J.
L.
O
Ya,
sea,
estamos todos. Ay,
begun o
Voy
no
a la
con la
J.
U.
began.
Began.
Began
Con
con
la
la
A.
A.
Yes. Began.
Crowded, dirty and noisy.
It
B.
was.
Yes, it was
So I, to join him,
Decided.
Excited.
decided.
I, friends with one of my colleagues, make
Make.
Open.
Tocan la puerta. They are knocking at the door. Ya la O. No, la O no, por la
Made
P.
the P.
Yes, the P.
I didn't sleep.
Slept. Entonces,
Yes.
we got it. Solamente tenemos que ordenarla
¿Cómo que ordenar?
Yes. Hay que
en lo
ordenarlo.
que,
Para que
sí,
tenga
por lo que
sentido.
está ahí.
Ay, no. Bueno,
No, pero no es tan difícil. Mira, a ver.
qué
La
pereza.
1 es esa. I grew
La
up
1 es la G.
in the
In
country.
English. Remember.
Bueno, the first is G.
Yeah.
The second one, I move on, ¿o no?
Yes.
Cuando se... ya.
The J.
The J.
J is second.
Second.
The third one could be... um,
I got a job. The A.
yes,
Or the D.
Or D.
I didn't like it.
it could be D.
Yo creo que I think D go after P because she didn't like it, the noise
Yes.
and
I agree with you.
I don't know if you think the same.
So, the four...
Okay, no, maybe
la A, po, la A es la 4. Four is A. A is 4.
Five.
a la verga ya me perdí.
¿En cuál vamos?
Me pregunto lo mismo
Vamos en la-
hace bastante.
¿Vamos en la quinta o no? Porque vamos en la cuando se consiguió la pega.
Sí, pero esa no, me acabo de dar cuenta de que no va porque
¿Cómo que no?
no, porque ella estaba durmiendo antes de encontrar la
Sí,
Trabajo.
pues por eso. But,
Pero la imagen se ve despierta,
before...
Por eso, pues, porque
Pero va de
Ah.
izquierda a derecha. De izquierda a derecha, arriba abajo.
¿Cómo? Entonces, bueno.
Primero se ve a ella con su familia, después en Londres, después ella estaba durmiendo, después encontró el trabajo, después consiguió trabajo, después hizo un amigo, después consiguió un hobby que era escalando y al final se cayó varias veces, pero no de una altura tan alta.
In English.
murió. Ah.
Oh
No,
no,
no, no.
she's here. Hi, Miss.
Yeah, hi, miss. I just
Yeah.
heard you.
I'm
I
sorry.
talk everything in English. I must say, I talk
Yes, Ian
everything
did it.
Just
in
that
English.
was in Spanish.
I
Yeah, you were like the
follow.
gatekeeper. You were just waiting in English, guys.
No, no, I follow the rules. When when
Yes,
when the boys were talking in Spanish, I say to them, no, in English, always.
yes, he did it.
I always follow the rules.
Lose him.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm gonna assume yes. I'm just okay. Let's say yes. Did you guys finish like describing the illustrations?
Yes.
And yes,
Okay, what about the sentences?
We are on the second part of the ordenar,
Order.
order, the sentence.
Organizing
Organizing the sentence.
sentences.
Sentences.
yes.
Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
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 You thought that the last illustration was normal, natural?
No.
A very risky hobby, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
do you know what it is?
Is
Hardcore.
climbing buildings. There are so many
Yeah.
videos in
It's
YouTube.
like that things that people record with cameras or not when they are like in the top of a
Really.
building and people
I mean,
record that.
yes, there are a couple that are very similar. I mean, you have, for example, you have parkour. That's what
Yes.
where people are just running among buildings and just jumping up and down from balconies and stuff. But this is not parkour. This is urban free climbing because it's actually just going up. So it's people thinking that they are, you know, Spider-Man trying to
Yes,
climb up buildings.
that's what I
That's it.
say.
That's basically it. Yeah. Okay, guys,
Oh.
continue with the sentences because we don't have enough time.
No, no,
Oh
no.
no.
Time is
Yeah,
over.
we're about to
This
go
is so
back
sad.
to the. Okay, I'll give you guys more time.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
I'm
Okay.
happy.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ya vamos a la sala entonces.
So I guess you didn't finish, did you?
No, we didn't.
Maybe
It's
not.
not enough time. Not enough
Yeah.
time.
I know.
almost finished.
I know. I noticed that it wasn't enough, but I was happy to hear that most of you, because I still had a couple of runaways, spoken English. That's good. Keep practicing.
You
Okay.
didn't hear bad words, did you? Just every now and then.
If I heard it, I don't remember. Like I have a very
Okay.
short. I'm Dory in that
Okay,
sense.
okay.
Like I forgot. Don't
Thank you.
remember. I'm gonna put you guys back in the breakout rooms. Just 5 more minutes to finish. Would that be enough?
Please. Yeah, I guess. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So just 5 minutes to finish the sentences and organizing them.
Okay.
You.
Yeah.
Vieron o no, justo llegó y yo les dije in English, in English.
Yeah. Now
This is
I'm
so
gonna
sad.
talk in English because me retó.
Nos echa del ramo.
Cabrón, me eché el
no.
ramo.
Bueno, ¿cuántas nos faltan entonces? Como el,
Okay,
esto
it
no?
goes. G is the first, then
Yes.
J, N, P, and the last one I did was D.
Yeah, I think the same.
¿Cómo? ¿La segunda cuál
It
es?
goes. J.
J.
La J.
In English.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
La J.
¿Y la primera cuál es?
The first, it's right there. It's already answered.
Yeah.
It's G
J. G. J.
of
Yes.
gato.
Yeah.
Entonces nos faltaría de la quinta en adelante.
Yes.
Yes.
A ver.
It could be A
Then,
because of the
yes.
job
Yes.
and later.
Or
No, no,
maybe
no, no.
M.
The M, the
M.
M, the M, the M, the M, the M. Yes,
M.
that one.
Yes. Yes.
We could put
The M.
it like the fourth one. The fourth, then the one that she couldn't sleep, and then the one that she said that she don't like the city.
Yes.
So después puede ser la de consigue un trabajo. I needed a hobby, ¿o no?
No, po. Primero la pega. Y luego el hobby.
Not because we have already said everything about the city. Y después de la cuestión del trabajo, como que empiezan a poner por imágenes de la loca con el loco en la creyéndose Spider-Man.
En el hobby.
Yes, in the hobby. So I needed a hobby, and then the O, and then the F.
Yes.
The O and then the F,
Yes.
and then
H.
yes, the H,
Then the
the
K.
N of the K. Ah, yes, and then the N.
Yes.
¿Está anotando o no?
Yeah.
Pero
Oh, no,
ya,
7 segundos.
bueno, ya hicimos casi
Bueno,
todo, parece. O sea, nos
sí.
faltaron poquitas.
Chucha.
Entonces manden
Okay. Ready to check?
No, but go ahead.
No, but what the hell? That's life. Okay.
Yeah, we're in a pandemic. It's okay.
Well, number one was done, but there could be more because we have how many sentences here? We have
16.
we have way more than 8. So there are some sentences that apply to like 2 sentences to one picture. For picture number 1, we have I grew up in a small village in the countryside. Is there another sentence for picture number 1?
no.
Maybe I didn't like it there, but we're confused.
Yes, we too.
Why?
Because it could apply also to the second one, because she said that it was all dirty and crowded and noisy.
Mhm.
I think she didn't like the city.
So it's open to interpretation.
Yes, this is an awful activity.
It's more difficult.
Everything is open to interpretation. In this case, it's good.
But
The
we
main is
got
good.
confused. We got confused and we didn't finish.
Okay, why don't we finish first? Let's check the verbs in the past tense, and then we'll see what pictures apply, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, letter A. What is the past tense?
Got.
Got.
But
Carayo.
Okay, good. Let's see. Alejandro Salas, can you tell me sentence number 2, but the whole sentence?
La B, ¿verdad?
Yes, letter B.
Okay, thanks. Sometimes he even jumped from building to building.
Good. Okay. Constanza Ortubia, letter C.
Sometimes I fell, but not very far.
Good. Francisca Reyes, letter D.
I didn't like it there.
Good. Letter E, Ian.
I needed a hobby.
Good. F, Ignacio Pessoa. F. Very good. Okay, letter G is done. Letter H. Jorge.
He did an unusual activity called urban free climbing. He did.
Good. Letter I. Alan.
Landed. He always landed on my feet.
No, letter I. It says fortunately. Can you read it?
Fortunately, I always landed on my feet.
Oh yeah. Yes, good. Thank you. Josefa. J.
I moved to London.
Good. K. Marcos.
Oh, ahora sí. He climbed up buildings as if they were mountains.
Good. Sofía Pardo.
I began with small buildings.
Good. Can you read it again, please?
I began. Began.
Yes.
I began with a small buildings.
Good. Begin is the same verb as drink. Remember drink, drank, drunk? Begin, began, begun.
Thanks.
Good. All right. Letter M, Valeria.
It was crowded, dirty, and noisy.
Noisy, yes. Okay, good. Letter N. Antonio, are you there?
Yeah, it was crowded. It was crowded, dirty, and noisy.
Good. Marisol, N.
So I decided to join him.
Good. O, Ignacio Olmedo.
And I made friends with one of my colleagues.
Yes. And Constanza, letter P, Constanza Broiza.
With all the noise, I didn't sleep well at night.
Yes, very good. All right, so which ones, we're going to back now, which ones apply to the first picture? Letter G and David, any other picture? Any other sentence for the first picture?
Which one? Sorry.
What sentence for the first picture?
She left his family.
Yeah. So we have letter G. What other letter?
G. De G. La J, la. De.
For the first picture.
For the first picture. La G, obviamente, y. Sorry, que no alcancé a hacer esa parte. Estaba haciéndolo. Estaba haciendo lo de las imágenes. Primero hice lo de abajo y después lo de arriba.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Which sentence do you think could apply for the first picture?
It's already made. It's G.
Yeah, but there are more sentences. Like I'm thinking, for example,
I didn't like it there.
Yeah.
For example, letter D. I mean, why did she leave? Maybe she didn't like the countryside.
Didn't.
It's an option. Okay, let's go to the other picture. Carmela, in town. What sentence?
Can you put the sentences, please?
Yes. So what sentences apply to that picture where she's, you know,
We
with
moved
her?
to London.
I moved to London. Good.
Yes. It was crowded, dirty, and noisy.
Good. Okay. The third picture where, yeah, the bed, the window. What sentence applies there?
With all the noise, I couldn't sleep well at night. Poor girl.
Yeah, very good.
And I think that's it.
Okay, then let's look at the other one. Here, it says today's jobs. So she's looking for a job in this picture. What sentences apply?
I got a job in an office near my home.
Good. Okay, next picture. Shaking somebody's hand.
It could be E. I needed a hobby. No?
Could be. It's just.
I think it's O. I made friends with one of my colleagues because she's shaking his hand. Why would she do that?
I think it's her boss. Yes, I think the one who say Constanza is the next one.
So when she got the job, this is the part when they say you're hired.
It's A.
Right? So this is where she got the job. And this is where she made the friend.
Yes, that makes sense. So, but which one would it fit with the fourth one? Because she's looking for a job.
Okay, so let's see. What sentence applies there?
A, and I don't know what.
Okay, it could be letter E, but I wouldn't consider a job a hobby.
That's true.
I think the N, because I decide to join him to work or join the work.
It could be, but they haven't introduced a man yet in the story.
Yeah,
so when it says I decided to join him, it means I joined this person, but there is no person in the story yet. So it applies to something else. I think in this one, maybe you could also say I didn't like it there, or it was crowded, dirty, and noisy. Like sentences that are very general can apply for those pictures that are very ambiguous.
So you can use them twice? Doesn't
Yes.
make sense.
Because it's open to interpretation, Constanza, even if you don't like it.
I'm sorry. No, I like it, but my brain is not working today.
It's okay. We can all make one brain together. So, water cooler. These are actually called, and this is an expression in English, water cooler conversation. So a water cooler conversation is people in offices, they go have some water and they just end up talking about life. Like, oh, did you see the last episode of this show? Yeah, I loved it, blah, blah, blah. And then they go back to work. So the water cooler conversations are just conversations about life that are not about the work that they're doing. So sometimes you say, oh, I had, you know what? He told me in a water cooler conversation, so I don't really remember the details. But he mentioned that he did this hobby, for example, or he practiced this sport. So what sentences apply to the water cooler conversation?
That he made a friend. She made a friend.
Okay, he made a friend. What else?
The age.
Age.
He did
an
an
unusual
unusual activity. Yep.
Good. Yeah.
And so I decided to join him.
Yes, good.
And Miss, I think that there is one left, and the F.
He worked, yeah.
He works.
In the same department as me. Very good. And one more. She decided to join him because
The E, she needed a hobby.
yes, that's the reason. Okay. Then we see this picture.
Yeah, he was climbing.
Letter B. Sometimes he even jumped from building to building.
Good. Yeah.
He climbed up buildings as if there were mountains. The K.
Good. Yeah.
I think before then that it could be letter H.
He did an unusual activity called urban free climbing. I think it can apply to both because in the first picture, he can just mention it, but then he showed her the activity. And they also apply to the last picture. Like what sentences apply to this last picture?
E maybe. Sometimes I fell, but not very far.
Good, yeah, because she's practicing the sport now. Any other?
I began with small buildings.
Mm-hmm. And the last one?
Fortunately, I always landed on my feet.
Yes. Yeah. So when you're using the past tense, you're talking about these little episodes in your life. So it's like you're telling the story by episodes or by chapter. Like this happened, and this happened, and this happened, right? So it's like little cuts. Now, we did this just to practice our, past tense pronunciation. Sometimes there are expressions or sentences that we also have to learn how to say them because you don't have to pronounce all the words, and that makes it sound more natural. So I want you guys to look in your books, this part. This one also talks a little about the social conventions, like how do we act when we were in an elevator which is also a closed space, same as public transport. So elevator or lift, remember that that is the same, right? So in this box, it is mentioning that, for example, when you talk about a lift, or when a word ends in T or D, like lift, the next word begins with a consonant, you don't say the last sentence. You don't say the last word. In this case, where it says lift going up, because you have two consonants together, you don't read it as lift going up. You say lift going up. So when there's a T or a D in the last, is the last letter, and the next word is a consonant, you don't say it. You skip it. It happens a lot in English. Like when you hear the word, for example, comfortable, you don't say comfortable, you say comfortable. Como que se tienden a comer ciertas letras o ciertas sílabas dependiendo de las palabras. Okay? And that is okay in some cases. In this case, it's okay. So look at this. Lift ends in T. And if you say lift going, you don't need to say the T. When you say second floor, you don't say second floor, say second floor. You don't have to mention the D. And it isn't coming up, you don't say it isn't coming up. You say it isn't coming. It sounds more natural, but you still understand what they're saying. So in this case, I'm gonna play the recording and you have to do this exercise where you have to complete each phrase with just one word. It's this one. So you have some words here. Me, floor, stop, look, lift, people. There are 12. I'm gonna play this recording twice, okay? Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. That one is 3.10. Here. And sound. Hold on. It takes a minute to start the audio.
Audio 3.10. 1. Behind me. 2. First floor. 3. Next stop. 4. Don't look. 5. Fastest lift. 6. Old people. 7. Second time. 8. Stand back. 9. Cold morning. 10. World Cup. 11. I found this. 12. Lift going up.
Okay, I'm gonna play it again. Ready?
Yes, yes, yes.
Audio 3.10. 1. Behind me. 2. First floor. 3. Next stop. 4. Don't look. 5. Fastest lift. 6. Old people. 7. Second time. 8. Stand back. 9. Cold morning. 10. World Cup. 11. I found this. 12. Lift going up.
Okay, so now I need everybody to be really honest. How many of you need to hear it a third time? Raise your hand with the reactions.
I only need one. One. Only one.
So with the first one, you're ready? Or you need one more?
I need one word. Only one word.
Yes, one. One more.
One word.
Yes, one word.
Okay, then I think we can check and we can figure it out together. So what do you have for number one?
Behind.
Behind.
Yeah, and this is for you to notice the pronunciation behind me, not behind me.
Behind me.
It's just behind me. Okay, number two.
First.
First floor.
First floor. First floor.
First floor. 3.
Next.
Next stop. Next stop.
Good. 4.
Don't look.
Don't look.
5.
Fastest.
Fastest.
'Fastest lift. 6.
All
people.
7.
Second time.
8.
Stand
back.
Stand
back.
Good. 9.
Cold morning.
All morning.
Yes. Number 10.
World Cup.
World Cup.
World Cup. That's why
Yes.
that's why it's so hard for people to say it, because they try to say all the letters. So it's World Cup. That's it. 11.
I found this.
I found this. And 12?
Lift going up.
Left going up.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Let's graduate from this to something a little more complex. Now you're going to hear, it says, listen and write down the 8 words or phrases you hear. Listen and write down. What?
What do you mean by the 8 words?
8 words or phrases you hear. So there are going to be 8 expressions or sentences that are going to say. Apparently, let me hear it. Let's see what they're talking about. I'm going to play the recording.
Audio 3.11.
Let's see.
1. Opposite corner. 2. Act normally. 3. Third person. 4. Next time. 5. Look at the floor. 6. Immediately. 7. Quietly. 8. Make contact with.
That's what it means with 8 phrases or words. I'm gonna play it again. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this time I'm going to play number 1 and I'm going to stop to give you times to write. And then the second, okay?
Audio 3.11. 1. Opposite corner. 2. Act normally. 3. Third person.
4, ready?
4. Next time. 5. Look at the floor. 6. Immediately. 7. Quietly. 8. Make contact with.
What did you hear in number 1?
Opposite
Opposite
corner.
corner.
Opposite corner.
Opposite corner, yes. Opposite corner, good. What about number 2?
Act
Normally.
normally.
Act normally.
Normally.
Yes, act normally. 3,
Third person.
Third person.
third person. 4,
Next
Look at the
time.
floor.
Time.
Next time.
next time. 4 is next time. 5,
Look at the floor.
Look at the
Look
floor.
at the
Yeah,
floor.
look at the floor.
6,
Immediately.
immediately.
Immediately. Oh,
7,
quietly.
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 yeah. And 8,
Make
Make
contact.
contact
Make
with.
contact with.
make contact. Make contact with. Yeah. So the idea of this is because we've been talking about social interaction, right? And social interaction in the bus, public transport, but this one is talking about social interactions in a lift or an elevator. So if you live in a building and you have an elevator, this one talks about how people act when they are inside of an elevator. And this is before the pandemic, right? Before you can have a lot of people in an elevator. So this is a radio program about lift etiquette or elevator etiquette, like how you are supposed to act or what are you supposed to say in an elevator. Now you have this picture, right, that shows how 2 people stand. And this, remember that here you have corners. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. 2 people, you have them in opposite corners. Listen to the radio program and try to, place the people in the drawing. Like, where are they supposed to stand? You can do like little X's in your notebook and then we'll check, all right? So I am going to play this the first part of this radio program.
Audio 3.12. Many of us use lifts several times a day without really thinking about it. But if you watch what people do in lifts, you'll see some very interesting behaviour. Here to tell us more is psychologist Dr. Len Mills.
Yes, that's right. Lifts are very interesting social spaces. When we're alone in a lift, we act normally. But when another person comes in, suddenly we behave strangely. Next time you're in a lift, watch where people stand. If there are two people, you stand in opposite corners. If a third person enters, you change position quickly and make a triangle. 4 people and you make a square with one person in each corner. A 5th person will probably stand in the middle.
Audio 3.12. Many of us use lifts several times a day without really thinking about it. But if you watch what people do in lifts, you'll see some very interesting behaviour. Here to tell us more is psychologist Dr. Len Mills.
Yes, that's right. Lifts are very interesting social spaces. When we're alone in a lift, we act normally. But when another person comes in, suddenly we behave strangely. Next time you're in a lift, watch where people stand. If there are 2 people, you stand in opposite corners. If a third person enters, you change position quickly and make a triangle. 4 people and you make a square with one person in each corner. A 5th person will probably stand in the middle.
Okay, so where does each person stand when there are 3 people in the lift? I need somebody to give me directions.
Miss,
Yeah?
they make like a form of a triangle.
Triangle. So one person would be like here?
In the middle. In the front.
I don't
front,
think
like
in the
here?
middle. I think in the back of the lift So
I think it's two.
Yeah, I think it's
Two in the straight to the two in the back corners. One
Yeah.
each. And
Okay.
one in the door.
So it would be one there.
And
one,
the other, the right corner.
2 in the back.
Yes, two in the
Two
back.
in the back.
and one in the front.
Yeah, right there.
Like this.
That looks
Yeah, like that.
It's not perfect, but you get the idea. Okay, 4 people.
One in each
One
corner.
person in each corner.
Yes,
Yeah.
good. One person in each corner. So 1, 2. God, I'm bad at drawing even with this. And that is what shape?
Like a
And
square.
a square.
Square.
That's a
Get the
square.
square. Okay, and with 5 people?
And the
one
same
in the
as
middle.
4.
Someone
and
stand
one
in the middle.
Someone standing in the middle. Yeah. So we have this. Do you think this is true? Like, think about when you are in elevators. Do people stand this way?
No.
I think yes.
Sometimes, but I don't concord with the 3 people. I think one goes in the back because I don't know, some paranoid person will think that, and I don't know, these people are going to do something back to me, and if one person stand in the back of the lift, and in that way, then all can see each other, so it could be more safe, I think.
Well, it also depends on if you are by yourself in the elevator or if you have company. like if you're
Yeah.
walking with a friend. But thinking like all of them strangers. If they are all strangers, I kind of agree. I think everybody just tries to stay as far away.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we ran out of time again. So what I'm going to do is, because I also don't want you guys to be late for your other class, and I want you guys to take a break before, is that for this, you have a second part of the interview that talks about other things that people do in elevators, right? There's a second part. It says, write down 3 things that people do, and then you have to complete these sentences. So I'm going to upload these sentences and the listening so you can do it as a homework. And I'm going to check that on Tuesday before our class, and then we move on to Unit 4, okay? And you have a week. So I'm probably going to send you more homework today because you're gonna have a week.
No, only that one. Yes, that one is fine. It's very fine. Yes. Everyone
It's a
wants
week
only
off.
one. Yes.
God, you should get him for
Holidays.
president. That's I will think about it. Okay, because I mean, yes, you have to get some time to rest and disconnect, but also you have to still, maybe study in English, but not in a very active way. Like watch a TV show, but try to understand expressions, write down expressions, study your verbs in the past tense. Cada vez van a ir sumándose más verbos. Like, I'm going to show you. These are the cards that I did when I was studying. Just use flashcards, They're not great, but you put one of the verbs and you write it in the past tense in the back.
We did that.
Okay, estas son las que hice cuando estaba estudiando. Estas son las que tengo ahora porque teacher, tengo que tener más pro. But use anything that you have. Okay, but the verbs in the past tense, they're always going to be adding more and more and more. So you have to start learning them right now. Use this time to study, okay? Like I said, maybe not actively, but just do it in your free time. Ignacio.
And in our group of WhatsApp, we were making a plan for studying, like connecting to a call in Discord and studying.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really good.
But the test got canceled, so we canceled that meeting. But we are going to do it in some moment.
Okay, I'm glad that you're doing that. If you guys need, if you guys want to get together and, just to practice, you can do it through Meet. Or if you want to use Zoom, you can send me an email, tell me the time. I can open the meeting. You guys come in and then I just leave and somebody else can be in charge of the meeting.
Meet is actually very easy to use. We use it with one of my friends from here, with Josefa. We use it to study too, and it's really easy.
Oh, cool. Okay. Nice. I'm glad to see that you guys are studying. If you have any questions, I'm going to be available through email. Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. Remember, I'm going to upload the audio of this and the sentences so you can finish it. And then next class, we're going to start with Unit 4.
Okay, Miss. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
This time we're going to remember.
Yeah, I'm probably also going to upload the video, the link of the video for Unit 3 and the review. You have a lot to do. I think it's enough. Okay.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye.